Hello everyone and welcome to March 9th of 2021. Not a whole lot going on today, more of the same really. Last night I actually got a good night's sleep, so hopefully that this whole insomnia thing is behind me, but hopefully we can make it a second night, so wish me luck on that here. Otherwise, nothing else going on here today. Put in my hours of work, did my exercise, and went for my walk. And that was pretty much it. Not a whole lot of exciting stuff happened here today. My dad got everything booked for my vacation next week. Because he was helping us out with booking a hotel since he actually works for a hotel, so we get special discounts. And this weekend I'll be doing my tax over them, but otherwise there's not really a whole lot going on here, so I'm super grateful for that. So with all the formality stuff out of the way, let's talk about this week's Topic Tuesday. This Topic Tuesday I want to dedicate to a book that I've been reading, actually. I've been reading like a chapter a day on this, and it's called How to Win Friends and Influence People, and this is by Dale Carnegie, and you can see a book cover right here. I've been kind of reading this just because I've been applying to a lot of jobs recently, so my dad thought it would be a good idea to recommend this book, so I'm like, okay, I'll read it. I'm not reading it very fast here because I'm just kind of booked myself here, and I really want to take the time to digest what it says here. But I've been learning a lot of stuff from this book, so I kind of wanted to take some time to kind of delve into that. I have not read the full book here, so just keep that in mind. But at the same time, I feel like I've read far enough to give my opinion on it. And to kind of tease you guys a little bit, for you guys to actually get the book and see what it's all about. Not sponsored, by the way. So I mean, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I mean, it is a good book. Dale Carnegie kind of write this based on his experiences through here, but it's not. He bases it off like facts. It's not like this is something that he experienced at firsthand. It seemed like he did like a lot of interviews and a lot of studies on famous people so that he can get this book set. And it does kind of show here. I mean, I think because of that, I think that's kind of where it's at its weakest, because I don't want to say too much fact, but it's honestly just stating like the rule, and then he uses the same story over and over, which is what you want to do here when you're writing a book here, is that you want to put in an argument and then support it with facts here. But I don't know, I just feel like with the examples that he puts in over and over again, it kind of feels like the same thing over and over here. But his ideas are certainly ones that are great ideas to live by. So let's kind of go through what I've read so far. I believe I've read like up to like 7 chapters here. So let's kind of read what we have so far here. I'm not going to read the whole book word for word. I'm just going to take out like the main ideas from each chapter. Let's see. Okay, so the first chapter just kind of tells how when you're talking to people, to not really like condemn them. And let's see here, I want to get what he says, because at the very end of each chapter he kind of goes over the principle here. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. And I can totally agree with this. I mean, when you see someone complain or criticize about something, it doesn't really put them in a good light here, or somebody that you really want to hang out with. I know I've been kind of like with that person. I experience that on a daily basis. I mean, I am in a position where people complain, criticize, or condemn. Saying that, fully realizing that I'm being a hypocrite here, because I'm complaining about them complaining, but I'm just saying that to prove a point here. So I mean, when something doesn't go your way here, I mean, you can yell and scream as much as you want here, but it's honestly not going to do anything. And I try to keep that in mind, especially when I call out to people, to their solution center, especially since I know what it's like to be on the other side of it. So I try to be reasonable as well, and I keep that in mind. And it's just something that I do think about with this whenever I talk to people. And then the second principle is giving honest and sincere appreciation, which is honestly kind of true here. Like I know, like I see this all the time on my like work chats that we do. I'm honestly gonna refer all these principles and little tips here back to work. Honestly, is that when I look at like the chats, I kind of with at least like the team leads who are in the chats more often, like when someone comes up with an idea, even if it's not like the best idea and there's a better idea out there, like they don't say like, oh, that's a terrible idea or anything like that. They're like, oh yeah, that's a pretty good idea there. Like, I appreciate you like looking outside the box for this. So I mean, I've tried mimicking that way here, but with me reading this, it kind of brought to light on why they were doing that. I wasn't just like mimicking them. And that was just to gain their support, because that's what a leader does, is just making sure that they have a team to lead there. And if they think that there's a better idea, they're like, I appreciate your idea and see what's going on here, but maybe we could try this way. And in conjunction of what you're doing, it's not like they're like, that's a terrible idea here. They take the time to make sure that they appreciate them thinking out the box and to actually take the time out of their day to think of something like that. So I don't know, just kind of something that I realized here. And then the third principle that I read here is arouse and the other person eager to want, which is actually kind of mind-boggling here. Like, there's a lot of psychology that goes in this principle. Like, and when I talk to like people, there are some because I'm in like a financial industry, there's going to be forms around for people to fill out to make sure they do the things that they want. And there are some forms that people really don't want to fill out. So my job, in order to provide the best customer experience, is to basically make them fill out those forms so they can get what they want, because that only helps them in the long run. So those forms that they don't want to fill out, I have to figure out a way for them to want to. And sometimes I don't always get my point across, and I just can't, and I just can't do that, and I fail. And I know that there's like other ways to do so. So, I mean, making the people want to do something, especially if they don't want to, it can be tough. And I'm honestly gonna be practicing that for all the years to come. But if one can develop it, that is an excellent like leadership skill that someone has capable of, and can definitely like lead people into in here. I mean, one of the examples in this book, and I remember it clearly, was one of the that someone was actually having their kids start kindergarten, and the kid didn't want to go to kindergarten. So instead of the dad saying, you are going to go to kindergarten, that's that, he's like, fine, all right, you don't have to go to kindergarten. But what the dad did is that he started finger painting and doing all the kindergarten stuff, and the kid looked interested and wanted to do it, but the dad's like, no, you didn't want to go to kindergarten, so only a kindergarten can do this. So the next morning, found the kid like at 5 a.m. asleep on the couch, like ready to go to school, which was very clever and brilliant. So I mean, it's not necessarily trickery, there's just a lot of psychology behind there because the human brain is very complex, honestly. So I'm gonna be honestly practicing this for the rest of my life here. I probably will never master it, but I will certainly do my best to do so. Alright. And then the next one Sorry, I'm kind of looking through my book here. Was being genuinely interested in other people, and that is definitely a fact that people like to talk about themselves as much as they want. So taking an interest in doing so does actually help out with stuff all the time. And honestly, like, I practice this on a daily basis too. Like, whenever every phone call that comes in, every time I ask for their name, I always ask them before anything else, like, how their day is going. And some of them just say, good, let's move on. But there are some people who say, oh, I just took my dog to the vet today, or I just took a walk outside. And I try to genuinely be interested in there and saying, like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool, like, it's pretty refreshing out right now, or something like that, or oh, what kind of dog is it, or just basically looking towards what they do. And honestly, like, I definitely see better when I do that. I definitely see better call quality for me, as well as it being easier to get what I want from them, so I can help them what they want, even if it's necessarily something that they do not want to do. So I definitely try to practice that on like a daily basis. And then the next one is actually very simple, which not a lot of people like really like to talk about, is just smiling. Like, of course, for me, it's not necessarily like they can see me smile, but there's some kind of like psychology involved with it, and just mood and whatnot, but it definitely feels a lot brighter whenever I smile, even if they can't see me. Or when I'm talking to people, if I see them smiling, or if they see me smiling, that they're more open to go here. Because, I mean, yeah, you can definitely be grouchy, and you may get somewhere in life, but honestly, it could prohibit you to where you can fully go to your potential here. So, and I've kind of noticed that I haven't been smiling as much recently, maybe because I've been on a lot of under pressure, so I'm just trying to kind of, I don't want to say fake it, but just kind of force myself to smile a little bit, because I know that I can smile. Like, the ratio between smile to mad is just so off the charts. I'm mostly smiling, so I try to kind of force myself to smile now and then. And then the last one that I read was that the last one? Well, the next one that was presented was remembering someone's name. Oh no, that was the second last. This is the second last one, is just remembering someone's name. And yeah, I mean, when you listen to someone's name, and this is going to tie into the next rule that I found here, it's going to show that you've been interested in listening to them and taking the time to take care of what those people want. And it's just not another label, or just another name, or even another dollar sign for you. So it just kind of shows that you care here, and that you're looking to them as a person, not necessarily like a quantity of item. And that ties into the next one, which is being a good listener. Because, I mean, like I said, people like to talk about themselves. So when you're genuinely interested in them and show that you're listening, you could find out not only will the person who's talking to will open up, but it could set you up for like networking, or getting more business, or just kind of seeing things from their perspective and seeing why. And I try to, and I'm, especially after reading this, like trying to do that as well. And it's actually helped quite a lot here in seeing what I can do. But yeah, honestly, like that's as far as I got in the book right now. I'm on like page 100, and I think there's like 200 pages here, or 278. I can't quite remember. Maybe if I find it before I end this video, I'll tell you. But I mean, I've been learning a lot from this, and anyone can really benefit from this book if they want to, even if they have any remote interest in any kind of career. Because, I mean, this is just, it's not only just being a leader, it's just kind of like interacting with people on a daily basis. Now, granted, there's a total of, I found how many pages there are. There are 263 pages at least to read. So, I mean, I've only like gotten through a third of the book, So I mean, there is some things that might be pertaining more towards leadership and whatnot, but honestly, the first 3 tips that, or 6 tips that I read, is just how to be like a good person, and how to, and basically just how to build good relationships. So anyone can really benefit from that. So if you're looking for something like that to help build your relationships, this book would definitely tell you like how to get there. So definitely recommended. But that's pretty much it for Topic Tuesday here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Wednesday.